What's going on, America, and welcome to a very special episode of Real America. Just the other day, the verdict in the George Floyd case finally came to an end, and this is what happened.
We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 1, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty. Same caption, verdict count 2. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 2, third-degree murder, perpetrating an eminently dangerous act, find the defendant guilty. Same caption, verdict count 3. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 3, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021.
Now, many people will say justice has been served. However, there are people like AOC who doesn't feel that way.
This isn't justice. It's not justice. And I'll explain to you why it's not justice. It's not justice because justice is George Floyd going home tonight to be with his family.
Now, this is not a debate on whether or not Derek Chauvin deserved to be found guilty, not guilty, etc., etc. This is a question about our legal systems and our judiciary systems in general. You see, the past year, our country has been ravaged by riots, Black Lives Matter protests, Antifa protests, buildings being burned down, people assaulted, and yes, even other Black Americans losing their lives during these very riots. Now, here's my question. A jury is supposed to be non-prejudiced, non-biased. How is that even possible when all of these things that you've seen just in this video have been occurring literally for an entire year? How can we trust our legal system when we have no way to protect the very people, the jury of our peers, from pressures of feelings of being canceled, assaulted, their families being in danger, all because we have enabled this society where it's okay to burn, pillage, loot, steal, attack, all in the name of a cause? I'm simply asking this simple question here. If we are to protect one of the very things that makes us American, and that is our legal and judiciary systems, how can we continue to allow this movement of if we don't get what we want, we're going to do whatever we have to do and whatever we want to do to get it? Don't believe me? Watch here.
You can see what police say appears to be animal blood on the garage, the door, and the windows of a home where former Santa Rosa police officer Barry Broad used to live. Police say a decapitated pig's head was also thrown on the front porch around 3 a.m. today. Police say Broad has not worked for the department since 2004 and no longer lives in California, and the victim appears to be falsely targeted.
The Brooklyn Center riot started occurring right before the jury was supposed to make a verdict on the Derek Chauvin George Floyd trial, a mere 10 miles away from where the trial was actually going on. This and the images that you see here have to play some kind of a role, right? If you don't think that that plays a role, what about this? How about an elected representative, Maxine Waters, traveling all the way to Minnesota to say things like this?
A verdict that is say guilty, guilty, guilty. And if we don't, we cannot go away. We've got to get more confrontational. We've got to make sure that they know that we mean business.
That's right, a sitting member of Congress saying that if they don't get the verdict that they want, not justice, the verdict they want, then they're going to stay in the streets, be more confrontational, and they're going to show them that they mean business. Surely, this couldn't possibly play any kind of a role in swaying a jury one way or the other. Also, the fact that pig's blood and severed pig's head were put on the defense and home of Derek Chauvin's house, that had nothing to do with it either, but most shockingly, Joe Biden had this to say.
I'm praying the verdict is the right verdict, which is, I think it's overwhelming in my view. I wouldn't say that unless the jury was sequestered now. Not hear me say that.
Yes, the jury was sequestered during this time frame, but this is 2021. Do we really believe that this had no impact whatsoever? And even if it didn't, take everything away, just look at the past 12 months. Do we really believe that this jury felt 100% that if they did anything other than finding guilty on all charges, that the country would be safe, their neighborhoods would be safe, and their families would be safe? Can you honestly say that if they had not voted exactly the way that they did, that those jurors would have been safe from the outrage mob? If the answer is even remotely, I'm not sure, then we have a problem. Now, I'm not saying that Derek Chauvin didn't deserve to be punished. In fact, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is by allowing the behavior that we've allowed over the past 12 to 15 months, we are changing things in this country for the worse. We are making it not justice is blind and simply pays attention to the facts. We are making it that the jury very much pays attention to what the temperature is in our social environment. And that is the most dangerous place that we can possibly be. Because if we no longer go in the rule of law, but the rule of public opinion, well, then we might as well go back to the Salem witch trials.
Bless you.
After all, how can you be innocent until proven guilty if the woke cancel culture mob has deemed you guilty before you even step foot in the courtroom? These are simple questions that we ask of you as real Americans. Are we really okay with this? And are we going to continue to allow riots, threats against our fellow men, burning buildings, assaulting people? Are we going to continue to allow these illegal and criminal acts of intimidation simply under the veil of protesting? The answer is we can't. The answer is we have to get back control of our country as Americans. We have to bring back the rule of law, and we have to empower our police, not defund them. That's all we have for this episode of Real America. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. And as always, I'm Graham Allen, and for those who can't, I'll say it for you. What's up, guys? Graham Allen here. If you liked the video you just watched, be sure to subscribe to the official Turning Point USA channel to keep up with everything we've got going on now.